So when we don't address the problem, we have a lot of negative coping mechanism.
Because one thing that depression does to you, and especially when you have gone through divorce, is that you start asking yourself, am I too ugly? And so we have to be very careful, make a deal to heal.
Welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for always subscribing to my channel, Blossom Becky, and make sure you hit the notification bell. So we have this interesting discussion with Pastor Sue. We've been looking at her wedding and her marriage that lasted for only 1 year. Mark you, she's a pastor and a counselor. And that before she even entered into her marriage, she had seen all the red flags that I keep on telling, but she ignored. And there's a reason why she ignored. She has shared with us. Now she entered into a marriage that only lasted for 1 year. Now, Pastor Sue, you decide now to get out of the marriage. You called it quit. I can imagine as a pastor, and now you have gone out of your marriage. How was it?
It's not easy to be out of your marriage, especially because of the position that I was in the church. You know, being a pastor, everybody expects you to be an angel. And you know, angels are in heaven, not
Sure.
here on earth.
Sure.
But we assume that we are here. We are here and we need to please people. And so I knew that this has happened and there is nothing that I can do. It has to be. And so what I decided to keep it to myself still. But the painful part of it is that now, because nobody could understand, especially because I told you my ex was showing the other side of him to be very nice, to be very good. We are in the same ministry, and remember, it was a big ministry. And so everybody is expecting that you are still together as you have been. And you know, you can't. You can't, because now you know you are not together. And you know, he's those people that even when he has done whatever he has done, and he still comes back and he wants to show people that you are still his wife. And so for me, it was very traumatizing. And so what I decided I will hide in preaching. And I could go all over. Actually, I felt that now that I'm here at work, these people at work, because I was a full-time minister, they will know, because at the end of the day, they will see I'm not going home where I used to go home. So what I did, I decided to resign, and I wrote a letter to my senior pastor. And now my senior pastor could not agree for me to leave, because he knew that I needed that healing. Okay.
So your senior pastor already know that.
Oh yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. My senior pastor already knew, because I shared with she knew. She also was involved in the journey. And so for that, she really needed to retain me, because she knew that I have not healed. She knew I was wounded. And so she wanted me to remain there. But now I couldn't, because you see, I am the counselor, I am a minister, and I had so many responsibilities in the church. So I had to resign. But when I wrote the letter, she just gave me some days to go and think about it. Then I come back. And when I came back, I could not perform. You know, I was a very good performer, but now I started, even I could come to work. Sometimes I remember I came to work because depression now was hitting me. And I could come to work without even well dressed. One day I came to work with a top that was upside down. And here I have come from very far. And I have knocked the door of the office, and now somebody opens and asks me, "Hey, Pastor Sue, ni nini kinaendelea?" And me, I have no idea. of what has happened. But she told me, what's happening with your top? I'm like, I came like this. That's how depression now started to come in. And so I knew now something is wrong somewhere. So what I decided, and that's why I tell people, it is important for you to share. It's important for you to talk to someone that you trust, because at that point, Becky was there. But you know what happens when you are going through sometimes pain? You think that people don't understand you, but people do. But okay, even people cannot if you have not shared with them. So you expect people to know the pain you are going through, but they don't know. So that's why we are saying it is important to speak about it. And so I decided to keep it for myself, and I decided to do a very bad thing, because I decided now I will quit. I will quit by force, by fire. And that's what I did. I resigned. Because one thing that depression does to you, and especially when you have gone through divorce, is that you start asking yourself, am I too ugly? What's wrong with me? Am I the bad one? Was I not praying enough? You ask yourself so many questions, yet it is not that you are the problem. There is a problem that is there. It's not you who is the problem. You can only make a deal to heal. Once you make a deal to heal, you can walk that journey and towards healing. But at the same time, you can be stuck. What happened to me? I was stuck. I was stuck in the same pain. And so I started now hating myself, and I could not see anything good for me. You remember I cut my hair. I cut short my hair. I have very nice long hair, but that time I cut it. I cut it completely. And actually people are asking, what's happening with you? How can you cut your hair? And so even at workplace, before I resigned, even at workplace, I could hurt people. Because I was so bitter with everybody. I could see, as when even the pastor is preaching, you think they are preaching about you.
Sure.
Because you have pain. And again, when we were starting the ministry, I was among the people who pioneered the ministry. And so among the things that were in the constitution, we uphold family values. I contributed to that when we were making a strategic plan. And so it was hitting back to me. I'm the one who was involved in this constitution making. And now it is hitting me that now my family is broken. My marriage is broken. How am I going to lead God's people? So what I did, I had to switch. Now I switched from being ever married to a single. And that can never work, because I'm trying to bury something. And so even when the singles could be called, sometimes I was there's a lady who could remind me, I am single again, because because I was not, when the people who are married are called, I'm like, in my mind, I still think that I'm married, but I wasn't. And so that's how depression now started coming in. And so what happened, I decided now I will need to move from the vicinity where people know me. And so you remember, you are the one who even brought me back.
I want to talk about that. But before we go that you even disappeared.
I disappeared.
She disappeared in this country, and she took me through hell of looking for her. She switched off the phone. Don't remind me. But there's something good that you have talked about. When people go through divorce, bad marriages, they become bitter.
It's true.
Very bitter, and everything that the pastor or anyone is talking, they think is about them.
Exactly.
And again, something that very good you have said, you buried yourself in work. We ran away. We don't address the problem. And I think you stayed for long without addressing the problem. So when we don't address the problem, we have a lot of negative coping mechanism. We become workaholic, we become alcoholic, we become so many bad things.
Exactly.
And the good thing, this one does not, it cuts across. Whether you are a minister of gospel,
Yeah.
whether you are a person like me who is not a minister of the gospel, whether you are somebody else, and I have also gone through a lot in life. So if you don't go through and deal with that, then you run away like Susan. Where did you run away?
I ran away, and just as Dr. Becky has said, that you tend to become either workaholic, alcoholic. I also became preacholic. I
like
was
that.
preaching all over, and I went to Tanzania.
Wait
actually.
a minute, guys. She became preachoric. Now the preacher that is preaching to you is breeding.
Imagine.
From inside, and all of you are
He's sick.
coming, receive. But the preacher is completely sick. She's just using that as means of coping.
Exactly. I'm telling you, I moved to every county in Tanzania preaching. And I almost did a very bad mistake there. But thank God for my supervisor here. She's also my supervisor. And I thank God for Dr. Becky, because it's still Dr. Becky who brought me back. And I had to come back and start from where I left. The fact that you look for things to do, you withdraw, and you don't address, you run away from the situation, it will not go anywhere. You will still go back.
Say that again.
The same place. So if you're there and you're stuck, you better do something, because even if you try to look for things, mechanism to keep you in that situation, or to try to cover up whatever is happening, you are still in that problem. It's until you address it.
That's very true. Until you address it. And I'm very happy. I'm always proud of this girl, because like you hear what she was saying, she was about to mess in Tanzania. Exactly. And I know I have friends who watch this, and they know how I looked for her, brought her back, and she started now her healing journey. How did you start? Do you want to tell us anything else before you tell us how you started your healing journey?
And again, the other thing that even when I want to address this issue of when you are going through pain, remember, you are even also hurting the people around you. Like for me, I have a son. And because of my behavior, because I was not able to address my issue, I was not able to take care of my son. I lost him completely. Actually, he just came back. I lost him completely. And he lived like an orphan. I'm telling you the truth. And that is a mistake that most parents are doing. Because at times, you are doing things thinking that, I have to remain in that abuse. I have to remain in that situation. I have to try my best and hide. But you are hurting other people. And it is until I came back and I saw my counselor, and we sat down with her and we analyzed from my background, the childhood experiences. And I realized most of the things, they have recurred because I had never addressed them. That's why I tell people, you have to make a deal to heal. And healing is a process. You have to go through that process. It's a painful one. It will even also cost you, but it will help you. And so I saw Becky, we sat down and we started. I remember what she told me. And these are things that we were in the same class in school, but now it is not theory. It was practical. She told me, reauthor your life again.
Oh my God, repeat that. I almost wrote a book on that.
Yes, reauthor your life again. And that's exactly what I did. I started new life. Actually, I was living at home. I decided I will go where other people go. Look for a single room. You remember you visited me in that single room? Someone gave me a cup, another one. I started life from zero. And I thank God that you helped me.
Oh,
And that's why
hallelujah.
it is important for you to have a trusted friend that you share with. And especially if you don't have such a friend who is confidential, because there are things that Becky know.
I will go to grave with them. I will go to grave.
Yeah. And so you can look for a counselor who is bound by confidentiality, so that they can help you. But as long as you are in that house thinking that you are too big, maybe you are the human resource, you are the pastor's wives. Oh my God, you are mentioning pastor's wives, and my heart is skipping, because I know many of them that are suffering and they don't know how to address, because even when they take the issue to another man of God, they are still addressing this man as a pastor, yet they don't see the so and so and so and so. So they bring that title there in the meeting. And so the one who is left suffering is the one who is being abused. And so we have to be very careful, make a deal to heal.
Wow, interesting. Make a deal to heal. Address what is ailing you. And if there is anything that makes my heart happy, is to see Susan growing. And Susan, if you didn't do all that, you would be a daktari. But Susan is now a qualified counselor. She is a wounded healer. She started a ministry, Lost Among Thorns. We'll talk about it. And I'll tell you more, because you can get to Susan and share your story.
Thank you.